Now, mate, it's nice to meet you. I was just listening to your album.
Thank you. Likewise.
Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm in Oslo.
In Oslo. Okay, is that
Yeah.
so? Is that home or?
Yeah. Well, I've been living in Norway for 18 years, but
Hmm.
I'm born in France. I grew up
Yeah,
in France.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, mate, most people know you as when you joined Satyricon in 2007. How did this experience change your life?
Well, first of all, I moved country, so it was definitely a big change. It was also like a way to enter the music industry um, and play with one of my favorite bands. Of course, it's very big. It was very big at the time for me because everything was changing so fast.
Mm,
A great job in a great band, a lot of traveling, moving country, a lot of traveling, getting to play at the highest professional level in this genre,
mm.
and yeah, a lot of experiences, and it was a lot, and I would say it changed my life for the best.
Yeah, yeah. So, what lessons do you think your time with them taught you about maybe about functioning as a musician, functioning as a person, traveling? Answer it however you want.
Well, there's a lot of things I forgot because it's being a musician has been my life since
Yeah.
then, you know. But one thing is sure, I was not a full-time musician being joining before joining Satyricon, and
Mm.
I became one then. I had a background in totally different things, just different studies and unrelated stuff, and suddenly I was there and being a musician, and I've been playing the guitar almost all my life, so it's not a total surprise that um, I could make a living out of playing the guitar. But it was definitely the Satyricon thing that made it possible to get to the next level. And
Yeah.
yeah, I learned basically everything I could learn about the routines, concert routines, touring, um, even stuff about yeah, managing a band, booking and stuff. All the aspects of being a heavily anchored professional band in the business. Yeah.
How did you come to work with Frost on this? Is this an idea you've been kicking around with him for a long time?
Well, I mean, the short version is yeah, he's the best black metal drummer. So, and he said yes, you know. That's the very easy answer. But the actual thing is, you know what? I've been playing with him for many years, and in the end, it's the drummer I've been playing the most with in my life because I mean I was in Satyricon for 6, 7 years, so I got used to being around him and playing with him. And
Mm.
when I made the music for what would later be Via Dolores, because when I started making music, I didn't have any plans on what would the name be and all these things. But when I started making music, I was not exactly I didn't have a plan. I just wanted to make the music I felt like doing, and which I did. And then I pre-produced everything in my home studio, and I started to, you know, arrange the guitars, and then arrange the drums. And I was, of course, you know, in extreme metal, there's a lot of work with the drums, and I kind of started to notice that I was hearing his sound while I was programming the drums. Of course, I didn't have the Frost sound in my
Yeah.
software, but I could. That's the kind of sound I pictured myself. And much later, when I was done with all these pre-productions, I started looking for a drummer. Only then,
Mm.
and yeah. So one day I asked him, you know, hey, here's the thing. Yeah, I can send you the demos and let me know what you think. And he liked it. So
Nice.
that's the long version.
So, mate,
Yeah.
how long do you think you have been kicking around ideas for this debut, and why did you arrive on how did you arrive to the name Via Dolores?
Yeah, it's been a long process because the I started making the music back in late 2020, so it's 5+ years ago now. But yeah, things happened gradually. So first the music, then the vocals and the text and vocals, and then the actual album project, and then the commercial project, which is not exactly how I see it, but at some point you have, if you want a label, if you want
Mm.
to commercialize the music you've been working on, you need to look for what you have, what your options are, and you need to make an image, you need to make a video, you need to have the right like image that fits the music. So this has been a long process because it's a new project, a new band. So everything has to be started from scratch, and it was nothing happened full time. I was never full time on Via Dolores because life has many other things. And but it was something I worked on like constantly. Anyhow, it was pretty. I was quite dedicated, but never full time, or almost never full time, because it wasn't possible. Uh, because I didn't make money, for example, from it or
Yeah.
anything like this. Yeah.
So the name Via Dolores, what inspired that, do you think?
So the name Via Dolores is like a remix of Via Dolorosa,
Mhm.
which is a street in the old city of Jerusalem where it is supposed, it's said that Jesus took this path with his cross.
Ah,
So this is, yeah, and it means in Latin, it means the way of suffering. So which is
yeah.
exactly what happened back then, if it really happened the way we
Yeah.
think it happened. So the way of suffering, and it's more an image. The name is not about, the band is not about religion. It's not about Jesus. It's not about Jerusalem, but it's more an image of the way, the path we are on in our lives.
There is no life without suffering.
This is another way to put it. Yeah, definitely.
Uh, and mate, in terms of we've talked about all the different challenges that came to putting this project together. By contrast, what came easiest?
Sorry, what do you mean?
So, as in, we've talked about you talked about the different challenges of having to start a band from scratch. Coming up with everything from the ground level, and the various challenges in that. I wonder, of this whole process of creating this album, what came easiest? Easy. What was easiest?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I understand. Well. I don't know. It feels like this has been a way, the way of the way of suffering too.
So nothing.
Nothing has really been easy. I can't remember one time I thought, yeah, this is just going super easy. What was perhaps, I mean, it depends. You have easy and you have satisfying, which is
Oh, okay,
very,
sure.
very different, because satisfying, definitely the composition of the music is super satisfying when you wrap it up and you say, okay, this is done, this is how I want it to be, the master is here. And same with the video.
Mm.
And many aspects of the project are super satisfying, but easy, I cannot think of anything that has been easy in this project.
Fair.
Not It's not been complicated, but it's not been easy in the
Yeah.
sense that everything takes time and hard work, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question I've been asking a lot of people, particularly those who were regulars on the European tour circuit, because obviously you do a lot of different festivals, particularly with your time in Satyricon and whatnot. You would have been playing in front of some big crowds, every night. Looking at this big throngs of people every single night while you're playing. Did you ever remember seeing anything and just being like, that's a bit weird? Like, what are some of the strange things you might have seen in crowds while you were performing? Like someone running around in a banana costume, or I don't know. Like,
I mean, when you're part of these circuits, when you're touring a lot, and when you encounter a lot of uncommon things, I would say. because this is a branch where a lot of uncommon things happen. I mean, musicians and I mean people from the show industry, basically. So no one is really super normal in these environments, and you know, if the threshold for finding something weird gets higher and higher. So in the end, nothing is weird anymore. You're just like, yeah, okay, all this happened by the way, and
Yeah.
it's like you forget, and then when you're out of it and when you kind of back to some kind of normality, then you started to remember, oh yeah, this happened, that was fucked up. But I don't have a list. I mean, of course, there are things, but I cannot think of anything right now, you know.
Okay.
Mm.
There are a couple of regulars that I keep seeing around the Brisbane scene. One of them is a pink Power Ranger, like full complete pink Power Ranger coming out of the pit. Banana costumes are fun as well. But one that I loved, and I love that everyone saw this at one of our recent festivals, we had a guy dressed as Jesus, fairly large fella, laid back and literally was carried from the back of the pit to the front of the main stage, full Jesus Christ pose by himself so the entire festival could see. And yes, that's totally normal in our world. Outside those gates, that would have been quite strange.
Yeah, I've seen weird stuff both from audience and from the artist side, but of course, no names, you know. Um,
Oh, bless. Mate, this has been rad. Look, mate, please enjoy whatever shows you might. Do you have any shows planned for this, or is this an instrumental? Is this
at
a
the moment, it's unclear, it's unsure. It's
Mhm.
in the process of making a decision because you know today in 2026, if you go for playing live, you go all in. You really do it well, especially because I have high standards. So I wouldn't do it halfway. So if
Mm,
I go for it, I go full on. So I don't know yet. I'm in process of evaluating this and seeing what's going to happen.
nice. Well, mate, good luck with it. It is a great album, and thank you very
Thank you
much for your
so
time
much.
today, dude.
Thank you.
Easy. Have a great day.
Have a nice day. Bye.